Hi, this is Polly from thefitmumformula.com, and today I want to talk to you about how to deal with a binge. Now, this is a bit of a sensitive subject because sometimes it can be tied into some really deep and long-standing psychological issues. So I want everybody to know who's listening to this that if you do binge, nobody's judging you, but we do need to learn how to get you out of this situation because it's really not a nice cycle to be in. Now, the definition of a binge will be different for different people. Some people will see a binge as just having a piece of cake that was unplanned and they didn't want to have that piece of the cake, but they had it. For other people, it will be eating 3 tubs of ice cream in one go. Now, if you speak to any clinical psychologists and eating disorder specialists, they will say it's eating an enormous amount of food in a very short space of time. And yes, that kind of person will probably be classed as having binge eating disorder if that is something that they do regularly. However, for some people it just can be, they see it as a binge when they just can't help themselves and they just can't help but eat the foods that they know that are not helpful, and it's just not helping them either psychologically and physically. So the first thing we have to do is you must not then rebound by going on any kind of starvation. Yes, okay, you consumed more calories, but that doesn't mean the next day you starve yourself or go on some very, very low calorie plan, because that's what's getting this yo-yo thing, and chances are that might have been the reason you binged in the first place. If you were really hungry and craving foods, that might have been why it happened, along with psychological reasons, obviously. But that is the last thing you want to do. What you want to do is your very next meal, go back to absolutely normal. Go have a if you binge in the afternoon, have a normal supper. Do not cut these. Get back straight on a normal eating plan as soon as possible. Yes, you consume more calories, but going on some crash diet or starving yourself the next day is not going to help. Chances are it will lead to another binge. So whatever you do, do not try and starve yourself and compensate in any way. And that goes for exercise or any other methods of purging calories as well. Get straight back on a normal, regular eating pattern. The next thing we need to do is we need to look at why it happened. And if we can figure out the reasons why you binged and the lead up to that binge, we can try and put steps into place to try and prevent that in the future. Now, delving into solving binging and binge eating disorders and solving eating disorders, that takes a lot of work, a lot of individual work, and it's more the scope of one video. However, what I would say is you need to probably have a sit down, get a pen and paper, look back over the last 3 days, at least the last 3 days, and what's gone on in those 3 days that's led to that binge. Are you underslept? Are you really stressed out? Have you been on some very low calorie crash diet? Has there been something gone on in your life that's really made you miserable? Have you been depriving yourselves of your favourite food? Look back over what's gone on in the last 3 days, in the lead up to that, and I'm almost 100% certain there will be something there. If you can't spot it, we can chat about it, we can talk about it, try and figure out what it was, but there will be something in the lead up to the binge that's made you to do it. It doesn't happen out of the blue for no reason. Now, especially important is actually the actual day as well. Did you skip breakfast? Did you skip lunch? Is there something that's gone on during the day? Did you drink lots of alcohol that day? Perhaps you're out partying. Maybe that's a trigger for you. There could be all sorts of things. But you need to look up the lead up to it, figure out what the problem is. Once you know what the problem is, you can then put steps into place to prevent that happening in future, because you can put things into place to either stop the things happening that led to the binge in the first place, or when things happen, when you have a really stressful day, or you're in a really bad mood, or whatever else it is, you can then figure out some other coping mechanisms that are not a binge. So there you go. There's the 2 important things you need to know about if binge eating or spontaneous overeating, large overeating, like out of the blue that wasn't planned, is a problem for you and is affecting you both physically and psychologically. Number one, get back straight back to a normal eating plan, not depriving yourself in any way. Number two, look back over the past 3 days, especially the day of the binge itself, and try and figure out what's been going on in the lead up to it, what's triggered it, and what can you do in future to prevent it. I hope that's helpful, and I'm not a clinical psychologist, but I have experience of eating disorders myself in the past. If anyone wants to chat about it, please do get in touch, polly@thefitmumformula.com. I really hope that was helpful, and please like, comment, share and subscribe to my videos on YouTube for future help. Okay, thank you very much.